How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. What's up, everybody? My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach, the Coach of Porn, coming at you live from Porn Coach Studios, also known as my garage, where all good ideas come to flourish. We are here tonight to ask the important questions in life and relationships. Is porn cheating? Is it cheating to masturbate while watching strangers have sex on the internet? Would you consider that cheating on your partner if, say, you're in a committed monogamous relationship with another person? Anastasia Austin is in the building. Yes, he is. Like and share this, people. We're just getting going. It's been a few days, but here we are. Celebrating. We're celebrating today, people. My first 1 million view video. It's not about me, though, but it's been a while. I've never had a 1 million view video, and now I do. 1.1 million views. And if you haven't watched the video, it probably has so many views because it doesn't have me in it. We'll take that as a little feedback. A video that I don't say anything is my most viewed video. It's just me interviewing somebody else. But we'll take it. Got to start somewhere, right? Like and share. We'll do some requests. Bring some guests on. Do the whole thing. Here we go. Trinity Carswell has requested. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi. So I just wanted to say that last time I was on here, I really thought about if it was cheating or not, and I ended up talking to my fiance, and he actually stopped watching it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and things have gotten really good
Hey,
actually
just
too.
real quick, you it sounds like your phone's like underwater.
Yeah, that's my headphones.
Oh, got it. Okay. Can't do anything about it?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, so he stopped watching it. Great.
Yeah, he did.
How do you feel about that?
I feel really good about it.
Good. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that all you wanted to share?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing. Give me 1 second. I'll bring on another guest in a moment. I got a new monitor, so it kind of screwed up my overlay here. Got to get the chat up here. That's for the YouTube. What if you have a higher drive than your wife and she isn't always ready the way I am? Well, what if you do that? Does that give you license to then go masturbate while watching strangers have sex? What else would be possible, my friend? What else would be possible? Do you see any other possibilities there? Hold on, bear with me. I almost got this thing. All right, that's good enough. Okay. "100% cheating, looking at other people, blah, blah, blah." Okay. All right, next guest. People like you have seriously helped my boyfriend. Thank you, K-Dog. Like and share, people. We're just getting started. Like and share. Bring up our next guest here. Hello, Audrey. How's it going?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up?
Okay. I'm gonna talk to you I'm 50 and I'm divorced.
Okay.
And I would say that I divorced my ex-husband because of cheating.
Okay.
Because of porn. Because of porn. Porn is worse than any drug. That to me, that is the number one that is worse than any
Have I talked to
cocaine
you
or
before?
whatever it is. Excuse me?
Have I talked to you before?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
No, that I know of.
Okay. All right. So
No.
porn is worse
Yeah,
than any drug. Okay.
then to me that is worse than drugs. It is worse. And that damages any marriage. That damages the trust of not only the wife, but if the wife is addicted to porn, because it is addictive. It is something that it is addictive. And plus I would look at it from the Christian side. Like, I would say, not only damages your marriage, it damages your soul, it damages how you see people in general. Any woman, you're gonna see her and you're gonna imagine, when you're in bed with your wife or girlfriend, you are gonna imagine what you saw in porn. You are not completely with your partner. You're just, and then, and at the end, you don't see your partner the same. You're not gonna desire her, and she's not gonna. If she goes the same way, she's not gonna desire you. Let's face it. Let's be honest. It's not only men, because women too. Women too. If we fall into that trap, we're gonna look at our husbands as somebody who's just a piece of trash in comparison with the men that we're looking at in porn, because it's a both side thing. Then it's not only cheating, it's more profound than that. I would say, I wouldn't risk. And that's why I got divorced. And I said, never ever. I do really care about my soul. I don't look at no porn at all, because that destroyed my marriage, and that will destroy my soul in the end. And I really be careful with that. I don't get into none of that nonsense. I said, like, no. I follow the Lord. I'm not going to risk myself. And since then, I just, it's not that I don't believe in men, but you don't trust anymore. Like, it's hard. It's really hard. Then, yeah, I would say it is more than cheating. It's the deepness of porn is the consequences are like an addict. If you're addicted to porn, forget it. That is gonna destroy any relationship with everybody. That is my point of view.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye. God bless.
God bless. Like and share, people. Like and share. We're just getting started. What are my sound effects? I haven't used these in a while. Crickets. Can you hear those? I think they're quiet. Brain rot? No? All right, well, here's my assertion as we're getting started, people. I believe if you're in a committed monogamous relationship with another person, you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part. I believe that you've gone against the agreement and you are therefore cheating. Lust is taking, love is giving. And if we're committed to love, we would be giving to our partner, not taking from random strangers on the internet. My name is Austin Hamilton. I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you're interested in working with me, you can go to the link in my bio, get information about my groups or my one-on-one coaching. I'd love to chat with you more offline, or we'll just bring people on right here. Not that person, though. Must have been an accident. Hey there, what's going on? Elizabeth? You there? Hello? Hello? Remember when I battled that guy the other day and he smoked me? That was fun. Hello, Gabby.
Hi.
Hi there, how's it going?
Good. I actually completely agree with what the girl earlier or lady said earlier. I think that you're allowing yourself outside of the bounds of your own relationship and relationships between two people, not somebody else. I'm definitely on the younger side probably of most people in this, but it's the
How old are you?
same 24.
Ah, you're right there. Like there's, well, anyways, continue.
But like, if you would condemn your partner for getting nudes from somebody, then what's the difference from looking up somebody nude online?
Yeah, totally.
That it's
Totally.
pretty straightforward in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're requesting nude images from another person, is that cheating? Most people would say no. And then I'll say, well, that's what you're doing when you're watching porn. And they're like, well, but it's different. Spoiler alert, it's not different. Do people still say spoiler alert anymore? Or does that make me sound really old?
I haven't heard that in a little bit, but
Okay.
but
Well,
I also think it's just bad for your brain.
I am old.
Like it messes with your. I think it messes with. I mean, everybody. Well, not everybody, but men and women both watch it. But I
It does
personally
mess with your
don't.
brain. That's for sure.
It just, yeah.
And by the way, I'm not old yet. On Sunday, I'll be old. I turn 40 on Sunday, people. So that's officially old. Statistically, I have less years left than I've already lived. And that actually happened like 5 years ago. Okay. So yes, it does ruin the brain. Have you had experiences with your current or former partners with pornography?
Yeah, I guess my current boyfriend doesn't watch it. He's admitted he used to watch it. He views it as cheating also. But he just made an effort to stop. And I'm not going to spread my own business, but like he does, he said it's like difficult, but it's also dependent on like if you're abstaining in your own relationship, that's going to make it more difficult, obviously. But for him, I don't think it was an addiction.
Got it.
But
What
I
do you
know
mean
that,
if
like,
he's abstaining in your own relationship? What do you mean by that?
like if you're abstaining from sex, like if you're religious or anything like that, I think it would be harder because they're looking for release from something else.
Got it.
But if you have like a very active sex life within your own relationship, it might be easier if they're not addicted. I think it's a completely different ballgame if somebody has like a porn addiction.
Yeah. Got it.
But I am curious why it's become so like commonplace because I grew up with like the internet and phones being super easily accessible when what I don't think it was right before my generation. And like iPhones and tech phones and everything. So you could look up porn at a very young age. And I've heard from guy friends or my boyfriend that they were very young looking at it.
Hey, ex Cosmic Warrior, we get the point. Okay, she probably doesn't care. Gabby, do you care that you're talking about your
What?
boyfriend live? This guy's like, I recorded this conversation and sent it to her boyfriend.
Go ahead, send it to my
Go ahead.
boyfriend.
This is public. This is live. She doesn't care. Say it again. You'll get banned. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
He holds the same mentality about all of this. But
Is he there? Can we get him on?
no, he is not here. We're doing long distance, actually.
Oh, ex-Cosmic Court. Do you mind if I bring this guy on who won't stop talking?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What up, porn
Yo.
coach?
What's up? We get the point, man. She doesn't care. Nobody cares. Why do you keep spamming that in the chat?
People's feelings are hurt or what?
No, I don't think
Seems
so.
like seems like people's feelings are hurt in the comment section.
No, it's just annoying seeing the same comment go over
so
50
you're
times.
feeling some type of way. Oh, you're annoyed. That sucks. I can't control your feelings. I can't control if you're hungry or annoyed. That's on you. It has nothing to do with me.
I'm giving you feedback. It's annoying.
Oh, okay. I don't care
My
about your
feelings
feedback.
aren't hurt.
Anyways, I don't think it's cheating because it's not contact, bro. You have to have like sexual contact to be cheating.
Got it. Are you in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm in 3 relationships actually, but they
You're
don't know
3.
about it.
3. Okay. 3 relationships that they
So
don't. They
you
don't
just
know.
don't support
Maybe
monogamy.
3. I know 2 for sure, but maybe 3.
Okay. Do you think
Then
you're
you
cheating
just
on your
don't believe in a
partners?
traditional relationship.
No, I don't believe in like love or nothing like that. Like I told him from the jump, like, yeah, I'm gonna stay faithful to you, but shit, my feelings changed one day, so
So you're lying to them.
sure.
Do you have integrity?
I have a little bit of integrity.
But not very much.
No, I don't too much care about it.
Why?
Should I care about it?
If you want to be an honorable man, yeah. If not, then
Should I want to be an honorable man or no?
I think it's a good thing to strive for.
No, you think
Might
that? No,
not.
you think it's a good thing. I don't care about what you think.
That's fine.
But I've been living my life the way I want to live it. Put myself first. And I'm gonna continue to do that. I don't care if it hurts anybody. Nothing's gonna change me. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna stay cheating, and I'm always gonna put myself first. God loves me, and I love God, and no one can change that.
How old are you?
33. Just turned 33 last month.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
I got 3 kids.
You got 3 kids. With how many different people?
2.
2 people. Okay.
Yeah, but I only care about one of them.
One of the kids or one of the partners?
The kids.
Why?
Just goes. I relate to that kid more than the other 2. They're kind of like, I don't know how to say it. Lack of better words. Not what I thought they were going to be. So, oh, let me turn off the TV. My bad. I was watching Trump do his thing, baby.
Of course you were.
But I was watching Biden do his thing too. So,
Yeah. So why did you want to come up here and talk?
oh, I didn't. Someone said I should request up, and I was like, okay, fuck it. So I just pushed the request box. So someone in
You
the comment
did
was
because
like,
you pressed
"Go
the
up."
button.
Yeah, someone was like, you should press the button. I was like, okay, I'll press the button. So I pressed the request button.
Well, do they control you or do you control you?
I don't know. I think I control myself, but I answered one of their questions like, hey, you should go up there. So I was like, okay, yeah. I don't think anybody can control anybody unless like you're a slave owner or like you can control your kids. I control my kids to a certain age.
How
So
old are your
your
kids?
kids are equal to slaves, is what you just said.
The other 2, I think 2 of them are. The other one that I care about a lot doesn't really fall in that category.
What do you do for a living?
I do a lot of things for a living. What do I do for survival is a real question. Work, pay bills, mind my own fucking business, stay out of the way, do me. Again, mind my own fucking business, stay out the way. That's what I do for survival. But for a living, I enjoy time with family. You know, try to make the best
How do you
memories.
get dollars?
How do I get dollars?
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a OnlyFans, but I stopped that because my grandma saw it, and it was kind of like an embarrassing Thanksgiving party. So she had a talk with me and her whole honk if you love Jesus stuff. So I stopped doing that because of her. I have Twitch, I have YouTube. That's like a little side hustle, but I only make like $50, so it's like a fucking month doing that. Because like half naked girls would be.
I was pretty sure he was trolling, but now we know he's trolling. So I banned him. All right. All right, Gabby. Well, thanks for sharing. Did you want to share anything else?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, like and share, people. That's for Gabby, not for the other guy. That's for the other guy. Can you guys hear those sound effects? Hey there, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. Is porn cheating?
How's my mic level? Just by the way.
It's a little quiet.
Okay, I'll try to speak up. I do not think it's cheating. I think if you lie about it and you're dishonest about it, then that is a form of dishonesty or deceit, which could be a type of cheating. But I see it as a natural part of being a primate. If you look into primate behavior and human behavior, this is part of our sexuality. It's part of having a healthy mental health and sexual health and social part of our social structure. If you look into it,
What is? Can you be more specific about that?
yeah, I mean, like having a healthy sex life, which includes, any kind of games or fun things that's not hurting anybody, any kind of visual stimulant or, like anything that you're into, as long as you're not hurting anyone and it's consensual, that's all part of a healthy lifestyle and actually helps your mental health. And there's science that backs this up.
Got it. Okay.
We are sexual animals by nature.
What
And
makes
so,
us different from animals?
What I'm saying is,
What makes us different from animals?
we are animals. We quite
got
literally
it.
are primates.
Does
Great apes.
does anything make us different from non-human species?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few differences. Yeah, for sure. We have a bigger frontal cortex structure. We're better with tools and technology and building things and planning. We're obviously on the high end of society as far as that type of thing goes, materialistic things.
Got it. Okay.
But we still have that. We still have that sexual nature in us that's healthy. And I mean, what's the difference between porn and maybe looking at someone that's beautiful in your eyes or that you're attracted to, and maybe they're in a bikini at the beach, and you think about how they looked and how they made you feel later. What's the difference between that and watching it on a TV screen?
Well, there isn't a whole lot of a difference, but you're lusting and you're objectifying. That's the question.
Well, that's a biblical argument. I'm going to reject that argument because, I don't think you should be talking about your personal religion when it comes to
I didn't.
society.
I didn't.
The lusting after someone, that's a sin in the Bible. That's not anything.
It's also a
society
word.
doesn't-
It's also a word in the dictionary.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that most adults would not, like, if you saw someone that was beautiful and you admired their beauty, that's and maybe it turned you on a little bit. I think that's healthy. That's a healthy thing. You're not doing anything.
I don't think there's anything wrong with acknowledging that people are beautiful.
Yeah, so lusting after them. No, I'm not saying like you go and bother them. I'm saying that nobody has to know except for you, and there is a little bit of lust involved for sure. But what's wrong?
Are
with
you
that?
are you in a relationship?
No, but I've been in many long relationships. One of them was 11 years.
Got it. Have any of them ever been successful?
Yeah, I just said one of them was 11 years. I'd say that was pretty successful.
But then it ended.
What's that?
But then it ended.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, do you watch porn?
It's pretty rare these days, but I used to more when I was with my last couple partners, actually.
Why is that?
Oh, we found it to be fun, and it enhanced our sex life. It was fun, exciting. It gives you ideas. It spices things up. It's all part of a healthy relationship.
Got it. But what do you know about that since you've never had a healthy or successful relationship?
Excuse you?
I said, what do you know about that since you've never had a successful relationship?
Oh, so that's a false statement, and I told you otherwise when you asked me what my relationships were like. I told you that they were healthy, most of them. I told you that I had an 11-year long healthy relationship, and then now you're gonna just put words in my mouth and say that they weren't healthy, not knowing anything about it. That's pretty
I
disingenuous.
said successful, and as defined by one that lasts.
That's so a healthy, successful relationship is only one that lasts.
In the marriage context, I would say, yeah, sure.
Well, I've never been married, and that's not a determining
Okay.
factor of the success of a relationship. I would say not everybody believes in marriage. Not everybody wants to get married. And also, a relationship ending is not necessarily a bad thing. It might be a success that it ended. That might be the indicating factor that it was a success. There's many good things about ending a relationship when it's healthy to do so.
Got it. Okay, so you don't watch porn so much when you're not in a relationship, but when you are in a relationship, you tend to watch more pornography. Is that fair?
No, that's been the case for the last couple of years for some reason. I just haven't really been interested in it as much.
Got it. When did you start watching porn? How old were you?
It was before we had phones, so I mean, we're talking about like magazines, like back in the day. So I was probably puberty age.
How old are you?
I don't know,
Like
12,
mid to
I
late
think,
40s
probably.
or something?
Yeah, I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. Okay. So around 12 years old. Got it. All right. And then when did you start watching like hardcore pornography?
It must have been like 16 or something like that.
Got it. All right. You think, just to be clear, you think pornography is good?
I think that it's not inherently bad. I think it can be healthy, part of a healthy lifestyle. Obviously, like anything else, it can be an addiction if you let it affect your life negatively. Just like, milkshakes, any kind of drug, alcohol, anything that
Got it. So
makes
you're
us feel
equating
good.
you're equating strangers having sex on the internet to milkshakes?
Well, anything can be addictive and can be harmful. If I drink 4 gallons of milkshakes every day and don't eat anything else, I'm probably going to unalive within a couple years. Correct?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
What
most
do you-
people would get very sick from that and have really bad physical reactions to that, which could physically cut their life short. If I watch
It
stuff
might
on
get
the internet
diabetes, right?
from any number of complications,
Mm-hmm.
if I watch things on the internet, it's not going to do anything physically to me. So, yeah, I'm comparing.
That's
the
not
two.
true. That's not true.
Nobody's going to get diabetes from watching porn on the
Well,
internet.
you can get your eggplant can stop working.
Actually, using your eggplant makes it your prostate more healthy. It's actually
That's
shown
not
that
that's not true. There's something called
it's completely
porn-induced
sh- it's
erect.
completely
There's something
true.
called
Not using it
porn-induced.
is actually damages it.
There's something called porn-induced erectile dysfunction, and there's a lot of studies on this now where kids in their teens, their eggplants stop working because they watch too much porn. So there
You're
are
talking about
physical
erectile
risks.
dysfunction, which is psychological. That's not. It's not physically gonna physically hurt you or end your life like I was talking about. I
Got
was
it.
talking about something that's gonna actually physically harm you. Erectile dysfunction from porn is based off of psychological issue.
Oh, okay. Got it. Is there anything that you're wrong about?
Of course.
Okay.
Could be
Like
wrong
what?
about stuff.
Like what?
Well, I try to be as factual as I can and as scientific based as I can. So show
Got
me
it.
some science that I'm wrong, and I'll accept that I'm wrong. I'll even.
All right.
I like
the
being
brain.
proven wrong.
All right. The brain scan of a porn addict looks the same as a brain scan of a coke addict.
Yeah, I didn't deny that. I said it could be addictive, didn't I?
You said that there were no physical ramifications.
I said that it's not going to physically harm you and end your life.
Wait, and it does
but a
physically harm you.
But milkshakes could.
Milkshakes.
You said how can you compare milkshakes with people on the internet having sex? And I said, well,
No, you made the claim
milkshakes
that
are
there's
actually
no
more
physical
physically
there's no physical harm. There is physical harm. I've given you 2 cases, one of which you're saying is psychological, not physical, though it does
you
have a
haven't
physical
given me 2
ramification.
cases of physical harm.
Yes, I have. One is PIED. The other one is that it ruins the prefrontal cortex of the brain.
It ruins the prefrontal cortex of the brain.
Yes.
No, that's not what the study says. There's no
Okay.
there's no science that says that.
Groundbreaking
name of the
neuroscience. I'll read it right here. Groundbreaking neuroscience study finds striking similarities in brains of porn and drug addicts.
That
From
doesn't
Dr.
mean that
Valerie
it's damaging the
Voon.
brain.
This is literally what the study is about: is the damaging effect of porn on the brain.
What's the source of that?
It's by Dr. Valerie Voon from University of Cambridge in England.
What source?
One
are
of the
you
most
reading from?
one of the most prestigious universities in the world. This comes from Fight the New Drug, which you're going to love because it's all about anti-pornography.
So
Here we
you're
go.
reading a source
Here we go.
from a source that's biased and obviously
no.
religious.
I'm reading
in
it.
nature.
No,
So I
it's
reject
actually
that.
not. It's actually not. Fight the New Drug is the leading non-faith-based organization speaking against pornography. It is not
Yeah, so
faith-based or
that's
religious.
a biased source. I reject that source, and I reject what you're claiming.
Okay, so this source is citing the study that came from University of Cambridge. So are you saying that the University of Cambridge study by Dr.
I'm telling
Valerie
you that I
Voon
don't
is not
believe
valid?
I don't believe the claim.
Okay. So
based off of the
look, man,
source.
you claim you're on facts and evidence, but you're rejecting very credible data.
No, this is not credible because it's not a credible source. It's obviously
Okay.
a
So let's just
biased
be clear.
source.
Let's be clear. What about this is not credible to you?
Host, do you understand primary, secondary, and tertiary sources when you're
Tell
talking
me
about
tell
sourcing
me what
material?
about a study from the University of Cambridge by Dr. Valerie Voon is
I'm
not
trying to
credible?
explain it to you if you could answer a
So
question
tell me.
like a normal human being. Do you
Oh, okay.
understand primary and secondary and tertiary sourcing when you're talking about sourcing a material?
I'm asking you what about this is not valid?
So you're not going to answer the claim, so you don't know.
No,
what it
because
is.
I'm asking you a question. So what
So you don't
what is not
understand sourcing. So I'll explain it to you. This is not a good source, therefore I reject what you're saying.
I'm
I
asking you
reject
why
the
is it
claim
not a
it's
good
making
source? I will hear
because
you,
it's
but
a
tell me
biased
why.
Source. It's obviously a biased
Tell me
source.
why. Tell
Because
me
it's
why.
Not a scientific program. It's not a scientific peer-reviewed study. What it is it's a secondary source that's claiming that
No,
it
no, no,
has
no, no.
science.
Stop. I'm reading the article from Fight the New Drug, which is referencing a study from the University of Cambridge.
And
So
I'm
are you
telling
saying
I do
are
not
you saying
believe the source? So I
are
do
you
not
saying
believe that
hold on,
it's
hold on,
a
hold on.
study.
Hold on. Are
Pull
you
up the
saying
study
Fight the
then.
New
Pull up the
Stop.
study.
Stop. Are you saying Fight the New Drug is not credible or University of Cambridge?
I'm not going to explain sourcing to you anymore. If you don't
Which one?
understand sourcing,
Which let's get
primary
clear.
sourcing,
Are you saying Fight the New Drug is not credible or University of
I'm not
Cambridge?
explaining sourcing to you anymore.
I don't
If you
need an
understand
explanation.
Sourcing, then I'm not going to help you.
Bro, see now you're arguing
You
about
have no
sourcing.
business talking about any issue if you don't understand sourcing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey there, what's going on? Hello. What's up, dude? Master, good to see you. Gene Walker. I love your picture. You guys are matchy. Oh my gosh. I cited an article that referenced a study. And I was trying to get clear with him which was he rejecting, the article or the ultimate source of the study. But he couldn't answer that question. Hi there. How's it going? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Is porn cheating?
I didn't even mean to join.
Well, here you are. You want to talk about porn?
Sure.
Is porn cheating?
Yes. 100% yes.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it's disloyal to your partner.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I didn't even mean to join. Sorry, I was just watching and like hearing everyone speak about it.
Have you been in a relationship with someone who watches porn?
Yeah, I have. I'm
How'd
actually
that
still
feel? Oh, you're still in it.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Because he promised to stop, and I guess I'm believing that and trusting it.
And did he stop?
I think so. I hope so.
Is he there? Can we ask him?
No, he's not here.
He's not there. Okay.
No.
Got it.
Yeah, no, but when it first happened, obviously I felt awful, and I guess I first didn't like set that boundary. But after I like found out, I did set that boundary as like something that I'm not comfortable with and I see as cheating.
Got it. And so have you had conversation with him about it, if he's still doing it?
Yeah, I have.
And does he say he's not?
Yeah.
Do you believe him?
But I guess it took a very long time for me to gain that trust back because like it was broken, and I guess like when I did find out, like he lied about it a lot. So like as in, like I found out and it was like lied about it. He was like, "No, I didn't. I was just showing my friend this thing." And I was like, "No, you weren't. Like, don't lie." Yeah.
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 How old are you guys?
Pretty young, 17.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Well, nice talking to you. Sorry, I should have asked you that at the beginning. You don't have to tolerate it, though, people. You don't have to tolerate it. Yeah, the thing with the Hunter, I just banned you, so you probably can't hear this. But the thing is, I could cite source after source after source, going right to the study. There's another one from NIH.gov. There's tons of them that are peer reviewed, but you're going to come up with a reason to argue with it. So it's not worth the time. You obviously don't care to have an intelligent conversation about it. So we just move on. No problem. Can I please join in with my boyfriend? Yeah, you can, Clue. Go ahead and request. I'll bring you on next. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi.
Are you 18 or over?
Yes, I'm 22.
All right. Is porn cheating?
1000%.
1000%. Why is that?
It's lustful, it's unloyal, and I believe that if you have any other eyes for anybody other than your partner, it's cheating.
Okay. Got it. Have you been in a relationship with someone who watches porn?
Yes.
Okay. Are you still?
Nope.
Okay.
I've made that boundary very clear.
Good for you. Who's that?
That's my boyfriend. He's asleep next to me.
Does that guy watch porn?
No.
Is he sleep talking?
Yep.
Who's that?
I'm gonna
She's on TikTok. Everything's fine.
a live podcast about how porn is cheating.
Do you watch porn, man?
No, I don't.
All right, good. Good. Do you mind if I talk to her about how devastating porn is?
I mean, you can. Like, what did you say?
How devastating it is that people do
It
it.
is devastating.
Do you for real not watch porn?
Correct. It was not.
All right, great. You can go back to sleep then. We'll have the combo.
Yeah.
All right, so you found a guy that doesn't watch porn. How did you do that?
I'm sorry.
You said you found a guy that doesn't watch porn. How did you do that?
I just, before we started dating, I told him it was something I was uncomfortable with. I told him I've been hurt by it. Here we are.
Okay. And he's sleep talking, continuing to claim he doesn't watch porn. So maybe he really doesn't. Good for him.
Yeah.
What's the boundary that you made, that you articulated to him? And maybe even more important than that is, when did you articulate that to him?
While we were talking, I told him about my history with people doing it, and I told him about how it made me feel, and he completely accepted it. He used to, and he doesn't anymore.
Like, religious.
He's also pretty religious now, and he wasn't before, so that's definitely another factor.
Got it. Did how old is he?
22.
Okay. He sounds way older than that. Maybe it's just like the sleepy voice.
Yeah, he's got a deep voice.
Yeah. All right. So, was he watching porn when you met him and he stopped because of you, or had he already kind of gotten to that point
No,
where he wasn't?
he had
going
already
to?
stopped. He had started going to church with his grandfather, and we had had conversations about it while we were just friends, and we actually had a couple like disagreements about it, and he kind of just started to get more in touch with his religion and changed how he viewed it.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Did you ever watch porn?
No, I've always kind of thought it was gross. I don't know, personally.
Got it. Okay. All right. Do you have a faith orientation or religious beliefs?
Yeah, I'm Christian. I'm not as heavy into it as he is, but I definitely believe, you know?
Got it. Do you guys live together?
Yes, sort of.
Uh-oh. Okay.
We're
What does that
looking.
mean? What does
We're
that mean?
looking
Yes,
for
sir.
houses, but I stay with him.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Well, what else?
Not much. I just thought I'd pop on here and share my view. I saw a lot of people arguing with you, and I thought that I would just say my side too.
Yeah, great. Do you want to argue?
No, no.
All right, great. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. I'm thank you for sharing that, and to your partner, like, way to go, man. I think he's telling the truth, and
Yeah.
so there are people out there, 22 years old, doesn't watch porn. Okay, it exists.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
You too. I mean, you're welcome. Bye. I'm so awkward. All right. Like and share, people. Like and share. Like and share. It's possible they're out there. People that don't watch porn. He stopped watching before he met her, and then she brought up the boundary. Look, if he would have been watching it when he met her, and then he said he stopped, okay, that might have been a different conversation. But he was sounded like he was sleeping peacefully, so we'll just leave him be. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you are looking to heal from betrayal trauma, if you've been betrayed by your partner, I have a group for you. We meet on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. The groups are led by myself and other female contributors. This week we have one of our female contributors on who's going to be facilitating our group. I also have groups for men. If you want to stop watching porn, if you're like, why do I watch porn? I don't want it. Because most guys, they have a huge shame complex over it. There is hope for you, I promise you. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. You got to get in community and work on it. We meet on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. for the men, as well as Wednesdays at 3 p.m. And if you wanted to schedule a private call that won't be on TikTok, you can do that using the link in my bio. It's $1 for a private call
we're
for
in.
30 minutes. You're in. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Somebody said, why do you assume it's only men that watch it? I don't assume that, and the data supports that. However, it is statistically more prevalent by about 2/3 that men watch pornography than women. So it just happens to be, that's my content is geared towards men being the betrayer. But it does go both ways for sure. All right. Hey there, Clue and partner. What's going on?
Hey, I've actually seen like a lot of your videos on my For You page. I also noticed there's also someone else in here too, an Honest Love. I watch a lot of her videos too.
An Honest Love. Let's go. Follow an Honest Love.
Yeah, shout out. So I have been in a relationship with my partner for almost 3 years. We were friends for a year before we started dating. We are both over the age of 18. I'm 23 and he's 22. I absolutely believe that porn is cheating. And I used to not really think that much about it because I used to look at it here and there, you know, when I would I didn't know that much about it. I was kind of naive, I guess. And I didn't realize like the damages porn really had on people until I was, affected myself in a relationship. And it really sucks because betrayal trauma is really something that is really hard to heal from. It's like a PTSD kind of effect. And
It is. No.
really
It's not like
working-
that. It is that. It is a PTSD effect.
Yeah. So we've been really working at trying to fix things. Boundaries are obviously extremely important. And I don't know if he wants to say anything. I'm kind of yapping because there's like a lot of people in here, but I don't know. I'd like to see what you have to say before I keep going.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing.
Anything
Let's
big?
talk to him. What does he want to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm nervous.
Well, why?
he's-
There's only
he's-
330 people watching you talk about porn. Come on, man.
Exactly.
All right, look. So, when did you start watching porn, and when did you stop?
I started when I was like 9 years old.
Oh,
Yeah. And I guess I stopped this year. I was trying
okay.
to stop mostly last year.
Mm-hmm. And you finally stopped, like it's stuck so far.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, good job.
December was the last time.
Yeah, bro, 9 years old, man. That is so young. The things that you saw, no child, I would say no person should see, but no child should see that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it breaks my heart, man. I have a 9-year-old boy, my oldest. It's like, dude, oh,
Yeah.
I can't imagine it, and what it sears your brain.
Yeah, it's like kind of split me into like two people almost, because before I even seen it, I was honestly like scared of sex and the idea of it, and it like bothered me when I was a kid. And then I
Yeah,
saw that, and I don't know why, but it just got worse and worse, and now it's like when it comes to real life stuff, like if people talk about it, even I get like really uncomfortable and bothered still, as if I was like a little kid. But if it was like porn, like it doesn't bother me at all. I could sit there and watch it all day long.
yeah. How were you first exposed to it?
Um, my mom basically had it on her laptop, and she didn't watch it. She told me later in life, like her boyfriend at the time told her to watch it, and she had it on there. So
Hmm.
like I went on her laptop at the worst time you could probably go on it, and opened it up, and it was open, and I got really scared and shut it. And I came back the next day to go back on it and play a game or whatever, something, and it was still there. And then I don't know what happened, but it was just different that time.
Yeah.
But I knew how to like touch myself or whatever from this experience when I was like, I don't even know how old, between like 6 to 8 years old maybe. I went to my sister's friend's house, and her friend had these brothers, and they basically like were like 14 years old, and one of them knew how to do that, and he just told me how to do it and showed me. It was really weird. And
That's
then
sexual abuse, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said.
and I
He
didn't really realize that until recently.
Yeah.
And we kind of like we were watching Disney Channel and doing that, and it was just we are just sitting there doing that, and he's just talking about it, showing me and explaining it, and then he had us like do it to each other, and I just thought he was like weird growing up, but I realized like maybe he was like really weird and trying to get off to that or something.
And when you're a kid too, you just think that that's normal because you don't know anything else. You know, being exposed when you're 9 and then being told how to do this and that and then being raised or shown with like around the wrong people, like you don't know that that is wrong. Like
Yeah.
just like he didn't know it was wrong
Like
until
I knew it was messed up, but it didn't click for me how really, really bad it was.
Yeah. Totally, man. Gosh, somebody needs to give this guy a hug. Clue, can you give him a hug?
I'll give him a hug.
Yeah, give him a hug. Jeez, man. Thanks for sharing this.
It doesn't like freak me out or hurt me. Like I'm not scared of it. So it's like, yeah, when I told her, she was really sad and crying, and I didn't understand how she felt because it didn't feel that way for me. I don't know.
Well,
I
man,
just think about it like I'm lucky it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I don't know. That's what I think about. It's
yeah,
still
it's pretty
messed
bad
up.
though. It's pretty bad, and you're trying to compare your pain and suffering with somebody else's, which is a game you can't win. It's valid for you, right? And
Yeah.
bro, for your age and like you're taking this on in your life right now, like way to go. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up. My mom was like really really good about teaching me about like, because she's a single mom and she's been through a lot. She taught me about respecting women and being a good man and being loyal and stuff. And then porn just like, it's almost like my worst enemy, fighting with what I truly want in life, which is to just find love and find a woman and be loyal. And yeah, I don't know.
How long have you guys been together?
3 years.
3 years in October.
Oh wow, that's a long time for your age.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot what I was going with that.
You what?
I forgot where I was going with that. What I was
Oh.
saying.
No, that's all right, man.
Are
So
you-
look, Oh, go ahead.
No, no, I was just gonna get him back on track. But if you had something to say, you can say
Well,
it.
yeah. So I mean, it starts somewhere. Like even that pleasant guy I was talking to a few guests ago. It starts somewhere. It starts when we're really young, and it hooks into our brain to where we think it's normal. And the older we get, we're like, this is normal. I have to keep on doing this. But there's something in us, generally speaking, that it's like, this is not normal. I shouldn't be doing this. Right.
Yeah.
And especially with what happened to you when you were very young, and then you found it on your mom's computer, which is also another form of sexual abuse, making
Yeah.
pornography available to your child. I get it. There's a boyfriend involved or whatever with your mom. Like
Yeah, she
as
didn't at all.
yeah, as you're going through puberty or pre-puberty, and like it'll really leave an imprint on your brain.
Yeah.
And your brain isn't even fully developed yet to like 25, 26 years old for the male brain.
So I just
So
developed into being addicted to that and depending on it.
yeah. How often were you watching it like at your peak?
I don't even know how to explain that. It was like
Well, like every day or once a month or 5
yeah,
times a day or
every day.
every
But
day? Yeah.
sometimes it would like get worse. Like it'd go through phases where I'd maybe do it just once a day quickly, and then slowly it would just become more time consuming. I would do like a lot of edging, and it got to points where I would be doing it literally all day long, and then after that, like it would reset and I would stop because I like fried my brain or burnt it out, and then I would go back to normal and do it once a day.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you do to stop? Like it's been just a few months, which is a short period of time. What kind of help did you get?
I mean, it's been like building up, just lots of steps and boundaries. Like I didn't even understand boundaries. It didn't click for me what boundaries even were or meant. And now it's like every time I get triggered or whatever, I'm thinking something even, like I go and talk to my girlfriend about it and tell her what's going on. And that keeps me away from like digging into those thoughts or pushing towards it. And it's been like an uphill battle of that where I've gotten better and better at doing it. Like there was a point where I didn't do anything for 7 months, but I was still like looking, like peeking here and there. And
Yeah,
I
it's like
convinced
you were a
myself
dry
that-
drunk.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh well, if I don't touch and masturbate and come, then it's fine because I'm just looking. It's not touching, so I'm not physically releasing. But I'm like, still looking at it is the exact same thing. You're still getting the dopamine from it, and you're still looking at those things in a lustful way and putting all your sexual energy and attention into that. Like there'd be times where like I'd be like thinking like, oh, maybe he doesn't want me, or like then I, because obviously like there was a certain like during the 7 months that he mentioned, he would tell me that he wasn't looking at all. And like, woman's intuition, I'm sure girls in here know, like I had a feeling and I asked him multiple times, but like, it was embarrassing and he didn't want to tell me, and I knew, but I wanted to give him benefit of the doubt. And, there's been a few slip ups, and it's really hard to hear that, the time that you thought he wasn't doing it, that he was, regardless if he was actually jerking off or not. And it's been such a struggle because it's like it sucks on my end because I want to be there to love and support and help him. But if he's not coming to me, respecting my boundaries and, helping avoid those triggers, I can't help him. We don't really have money for counseling or insurance, all these things. So it's like his best support system is with me as a couple. And it's just a struggle to have to go through that. But it's for him, like, I do give him kudos. He did try, but it's just on my end, it's just betrayal trauma. And it's hard to, it's hard to be patient when it feels like a lot of it is just lies. Like now he's doing really good, but because I've been lied to for a big portion of our relationship, most girls would give up, but I do believe we do have something. And I know that we can build something off of trust and respect. Like he's learning, he didn't grow up knowing a lot of these things that people know, and I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought, but I want to be here for him, and I want to build a life with him because I know porn addiction is like it sucks. I didn't think it was anything, and now I understand it. Like, there was points in our relationship in the beginning where sometimes we would even watch together, and I didn't even realize that was like an issue, because it's like it's so normalized these days, and you don't realize how damaging it is until like you're in it and you're dealing with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it sounds like you're very supportive and compassionate and understanding for him, and that'll that'll go a long way for you guys. So here's the thing: do you guys have any faith orientation? Did you say that, or religious preference?
Kinda. I'm always like looking back at Christianity and stuff, and I go back and forth. I do believe in God, 100%, but I don't know if it's the Bible or not. Basically.
Got it.
Yeah, I believe in God too. Keeping me from like doing it right now isn't necessarily like pushing me towards it. It's just like kind of like a morality thing until I'm fully into religion or whatever.
Got it. I would highly recommend reading this book, Unwanted, by Jay Stringer. It does come from a Christian faith perspective, which, regardless of what your faith is, I recommend anybody read it. I've had people, atheist, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, agnostic, you name it, they've read it. Everybody likes it. I promise anybody in the chat who wants to know more about this, read that book, Unwanted by Jay Stringer. But particularly for you guys, with where you're at in this journey, understanding your story and being curious about it compassionately. Like, bro, you got a whole story. I could spend hours unpacking that with you, which I'm obviously not going to. But it's like, good job. Great job for making it to this point in your life with the trauma that you experienced and having an awareness to say, this was not good for me. I'm going to stop doing that. There's something better for me out there.
Yeah.
Great job.
I always knew it wasn't good. I think around 13 years old, like I tried to quit. Like that's when I knew like I shouldn't be doing this and I should stop. And then it was just a battle of trying to quit and giving up and trying to last and not really knowing how to do any of it, just doing willpower. And then around like 17 maybe, I kind of like came to a conclusion, as long as I keep control of it, don't let it go too far or something like that, like I can just keep doing it. And I kind of gave up and just went with the flow.
Yeah. Well, good job for getting to this point, man. And you guys keep these conversations going and don't fall into what society tells us is good and right, because usually they're leading us astray.
Yeah, thank you. Your videos genuinely do help a lot. We watch your videos like at night before we go to bed. I saw you were live. I'm like, oh crap! And like I came in because that guy was being all weird about sources. Like, what an idiot! Sorry, I shouldn't talk like that. But
you said it, not me.
So I was just sitting there listening. I'm like, I kind of want to join and like talk because like you have these open a lot, and it's a good opportunity to let people debate it and obviously like tell their story and how they feel about it. Because like I said, it's so normalized. So
yeah, appreciate that. All right, well, thanks for sharing, guys.
Yep, thank you. Have a nice night.
All right, you too. Bye. Yeah, the thing with that guy, I don't like talking about people when they're not on here, but the thing where somebody doesn't actually want to have a conversation is I bring up a source that's anti-porn, and he's like, well, that's just a religious source. It's like, actually, no, Fight the New Drug is the world's leading non-faith-based secular resource on combating pornography. So we can't even have a conversation. If anything I bring up, you're going to bring your religious trauma into it when I bring up a neutral secular source. Anyways, what a delightful couple we just spoke to. Caitlin, you want to come on here? You there? I need water. I need to water and de-water, if you know what I mean. Am I qualified? Can I ask, please? Am I qualified for what? I don't know. You decide. You decide. Hello, Kayla. How's it going? The name of the book is called Unwanted by Jay Stringer. Unwanted by Jay Stringer. Am I a qualified therapist? I am not a therapist. I'm a coach. I'm not a therapist. All right, I need to get more water. I'll be right back. All right, the show continues. The show continues. Who's next? Like and share, people, if you like my content. Give me a follow if you don't follow me already, right up there. Caleb gave me a galaxy. Nobody ever gives me gifts. Thank you, Caleb. Wow, look at that. I am so excited. Sorry. Hello.
Hi. So is it only like the topic is only is porn cheating, or can I share something else related to porn that helped me de-addict with it?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. We'll see where this goes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna share that like it worked with me. So I'm not really guaranteeing it's gonna work with everybody else, because everybody's different. Everybody's level of everybody is into porn up to a different level, or somebody's not into it at all, right? Like I mean, like the depth of addiction is different for different people, right? So the method that worked with me was being fully mindful, alert of what's happening in my mind uh, throughout the entire day, basically. And that way, whenever the impulse came in to, whenever the urge was high, I would become hyper alert, and I would just not give in, and slowly it decreased. It's strange.
Okay.
So I think that awareness and mindfulness, it really played a big role in helping me de-addict myself from porn, and it really helped me strengthen my relationship with my girlfriend. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mindfulness is great. Different mindfulness practices to help with it. How long has it been since you watched porn?
How long?
Mm-hmm.
It has been now almost 2 years.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
sounds like it's really stuck.
Yeah, it's like now whenever I'm just sitting alone, right? Usually, 2 years back when I used to sit alone, always an impulse would kick in, that hey, let's watch
Yeah, it's
porn,
like I'm so
right?
bored. I gotta masturbate. I gotta masturbate.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's like in India, there's a saying for it. Whenever your mind is free, that's the warehouse of devil,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Idle hands are
So
devil's workshop. Yep.
yeah, it's like the devil's workshop. So, but now when I sit in alone, right, in silence, then I don't get that thought anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now the impulse is gone. It's like it was just part of that addiction which just went away.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
really strange, right? Like I'm shocked.
Yeah, well, there's a saying, a man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure. So when we don't have a path, a course that we're going on, we don't know where we're aiming, we just kind of get caught up in whatever. Drug, sex,
Yeah,
alcohol, greed, pride, lust, whatever it is. Like we'll just go wherever the wind blows us.
that's
So when we
true.
get on a path to where we're going, again,
Yeah,
trying to not have idle hands, now we're going somewhere and we won't even want to fall into those things.
yeah.
So,
And yeah, that's true. And recently, I watched like a video of somebody who was saying that like it was a story. It was a story about that guy was talking about a story like in the times of Buddha. Do you know Buddha?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Gautama Buddha, right? Uh, so he was giving his lecture. It's related to addiction. So it's a very relevant story, and that's basically what helped me. What happened with me? What happened in that story happened with me. So he was giving a sermon, and there was the king who was sitting in the front row, and he was just unconsciously rotating the thumb of his foot. Unconsciously he's doing it, right? Sometimes people just keep shaking their legs while they're thinking or while they're sitting, or they just keep shaking their hands, you know
Yeah.
while they're thinking something else and all that. So he's doing that, and Buddha started looking at that thumb, and then the king stopped moving that thumb, and he became conscious, and he became a bit embarrassed that, man, you were speaking such poetry right now about nirvana, about moksha, and all of a sudden you stopped and you started looking at my thumb. That's strange. Why are you worrying about such a trivial thing? And Buddha said that, is this thumb yours, or is it the other way around? Is it you who's controlling the thumb, or is it the thumb that's controlling you?
Yeah.
That really hit me. That it's like our mind is controlling us. It's not the other way around,
Yeah. Totally.
right? So
Yeah.
that was the last thing which really pushed, which really helped me settle with not being addicted to porn, because it's
Yeah.
a new world, right? It
Yeah.
really helped me,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
man. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. So thank you. I just
Yeah.
wanted to share that, because you
Yeah.
help people de-addict, right? So
Yeah.
maybe it'll help.
Mindfulness is great. Everyone,
Yeah,
would benefit from a good mindfulness practice.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks for
Thank you.
sharing, man.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye. Who is this Caleb person that gave me a Galaxy? Now, last time I had to jump in the pool with my clothes on to get a Galaxy. Yeah, I like that analogy. You remember that. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi, yeah. I'm actually struggling with a teenage son who's addicted to porn,
Okay.
and I can see it's taken over his life. And I try to point him to all the help, directions that's out there, but he seems to just be masking it more and more, and I just don't know if anyone can guide me on how to help.
Okay. All right. How old is he?
He's 19.
Okay. Is there a dad involved?
No.
Okay. Um,
He has a
well,
girlfriend as well.
yeah. Well, so one, again, there's a book that I recommend called Unwanted. I would highly recommend you reading that and then having that help you have different conversations with him.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
sounds good.
again,
Unwanted.
Unwanted by Jay Stringer. Put it on the screen there
Okay.
if you want to take a
Yeah,
picture.
I'm going to take a shot of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I think, like I usually don't give advice. I just ask questions, but you're asking for advice.
Okay.
And I care a lot about this topic, which is how do we have these conversations with our kids and teenagers and things like that. One is see if you can find some good professional help. But he's 19, so he's got to want this, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like you can't do it for him, right? So you are his mom, so you can help provide some resources to him, but he's got to do it. The second thing is, and typically this is the conversation I have with people that are parents of like earlier teenagers is you're trying to, I'm not saying you're doing this, but it's like you're trying to offload somebody else having a conversation about sex and sexuality and what's appropriate, worldviews and things like that. You're trying to have somebody else come in and have that conversation for you. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's our job as parents to go have those conversations.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of people come to me like, hey, my 13-year-old just found porn. What do I do? You go talk to him about it. You talk about sex. You talk about porn.
Yeah.
But most people who are in that situation, they haven't even confronted their own story.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know how to go deal with that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's a little older than that, right? But that's kind of my general sentiment is, can you really have open, honest dialogues with him about what's going on?
Yeah, I have actually. And I think that it's since I found out, like it came to my attention, it's been nearly a year, but I can just see how it's affecting his life in so many ways, even just like being late to work and just everything. And it's just, it's really hard to know, I wish, in some ways I kind of feel like I wish I didn't find out, because it really hurts, to be honest. And I can kind of see how it affects his life a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Does he live with you?
also, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I do approach him in a very gentle way, and I give him like the support and send links, but it just really hurts to see that it's sort of taken over his life, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another book I recommend called The Porn Myth. Somebody just commented in the YouTube comments. Thank you. I don't even know who you are. I appreciate it. The Porn Myth is debunking all these myths about pornography. Like pornography is good and healthy, right? And so, you educating on it will help you having conversations with him.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably best. I have tried to a bit, but I have tried to sort of look at things myself and sort of understand that it's the impulse that he's not controlling. It's like your previous person who was just on to you, when he was explaining it, I kind of realised he's right. It's an impulse that needs to be a bit stronger to fight, and it would get lighter and lighter for him if he could. But I don't think he realises the damage it's kind of doing to himself.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, two things can be true. There is an impulse. There's probably an ingrained pattern. But here's the thing is people turn to pornography generally because they're trying to fill some sort of pain or void in their heart. And there's some shame. Right. Yeah, there's some shame that they're carrying with it. Right? And so getting to the root of that, what is the shame? Try to name that shame. Name the shame to tame the shame.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. He has had quite a traumatic childhood.
Yeah. So again, how can he walk that out, right? Is there a therapist or a coach or a counselor or a support group? I don't know what resources you have there. But to unpack
I've
all
got him
that
a
trauma.
therapist.
Okay,
he has
good.
a therapist, yeah.
Good. How long has he been seeing the therapist?
He started with this therapist in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that helping?
I think so, yeah. I actually think that already I can see he's learning to become a bit more self-aware in other areas. So I don't know if they've touched on that area yet. I don't think he has discussed that with him yet, though, to be honest. But I'm hoping that through the relationship in time, he might get there.
You don't think he's discussed the pornography yet?
No.
Okay.
I think he's kind of still masking
Yeah.
a bit of his true self or what he's going through. It's not his true self, really, is it? It's his true self is underneath that. But yeah, I think he's still masking a bit of it. But I'm hoping over time he will reach that.
Yeah.
But the therapist does know about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I've told him.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, especially with whatever trauma there is there, dad's not around, you know, it's hard. And here's the thing, whatever this means for you, I've never talked to him, so I don't know what his life is like, but the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection with other people. And here's the thing, is to really be connected to people, we have to show up authentically and vulnerably and tell them what's really going on the inside. Then we can have authentic connection.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He was isolated for about 3 years on his own, going through depression. So I can see where this is all stemmed from. I do get it completely. It's just, obviously I can't control what he wants to do for himself. And I wouldn't want to. I just really want him to, you know, get the right help and just try and get himself out of it. I just see it affecting his life so much, and it saddens me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got great instincts as a mom.
Yeah, thank you. I've actually started studying psychotherapy myself 2 years ago because of his past traumas, and I wanted to understand him a bit better. So I kind of, you know, I'm in the process of studying for the last 2 years now. So I have a lot of understanding.
Yeah.
It's just that it's always harder when it's your own child, you know.
For sure. I mean, yeah.
But thank you. Can you tell me the name of that second book again? You said, sorry.
Yeah, the porn myth. The porn
myth. That's it. Okay, then. I know you probably got a lot of people waiting to speak, so I appreciate you accepting me and giving me
Thanks
that.
for sharing. Yeah.
That's okay. Thank
All
you.
Right. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, that's a tough one, people. Talking to kids about it. You know, it's hard. You got to start it early. There's a great series of books called Good Pictures, Bad Pictures that are designed to help talk to kids about pornography from as young as 3 years old. There's a junior version for age 3 to 7, and then the regular version is 7 to 13. You're right, Monster Willie. He's 19. He's not a kid, but he's her kid, right? And I'm just speaking broadly here, talking to kids. But yeah, it's kind of that, I think just generally speaking, kids are so late to start nowadays, you know, living at home until they're 72. Maybe not 72, maybe like 32. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't know anything about their situation. Anyways, Aaron, good to see you. Yep, I got a haircut today. So, all right, who's next? Like and share, people. Like and share with 23,000 likes. Give me a follow if you like my content. If you don't like my content, follow me anyways. Maybe you'll come back and argue with the people in my comments sometime. You know, we always love that. You missed the headbands. I pulled one out the other day, and that's when I knew it was time to get a haircut. And when I got my haircut today, I looked at when the last time I got a haircut, because I'm like, it's been way too long. It had been January 21st was my last haircut prior to today. So 8.5 weeks. So I'm like, this is getting out of control. I gotta get a haircut. So then I actually pre-scheduled my next haircut 5 weeks out. Clue, how do your 30-minute sessions work? We might want to schedule it. Yeah, Clue, I'm glad you're following up with that. It's $1 for a 30-minute call. It's just, you got to pay something, right? We'll talk about your situation and if there's any resources I think I may be able to provide or point you towards that can help. I'll tell you already, Clue, hearing that guy talk, my group or a support group or recovery group will be really beneficial for where he's at. And same for you. I think what in his situation, what will be helpful, he's got to be in a community of people to help encourage him, to help put new inputs in his brain, to help just be surrounded by people that won't judge him. So, you know, if you were to schedule a call, we'd probably talk about that. And again, if that's not a fit for you, no problem. But my encouragement to you guys would be like, build this relationship. How are you going to build an intimate relationship? And how are you going to continue to having these honest conversations? And with his past, right, 10 years or so roughly of what it sounds like a pretty severe porn use, that takes time to root out. The brain science suggests it's a 2 to 5 year process to rewire the brain back to normal after porn addiction. So it takes time. Great job for the work that he's done, you guys have done up until this point, and you got to keep on fighting the good fight. So, links in my bio if you're interested. All right, who's next? Caleb, you gave me a Galaxy. Did you want to come on here? I don't see you in the line or in the queue, but if you do, just let me know. I just cut my own hair while listening. Hello Kitty Love Star. Okay. Are you there? You're not there. No, I'm good, thanks. Don't really have much to share anymore. Okay. Did I talk to you the other day? I think, guys, I have a feeling we're going to get some snores tonight. There's been a pretty big queue for a while. And usually when there's a big queue, we get some snores. Love the snores. Let me in, says Chris Gonzalez. Very demanding. Well, it might be your lucky day. Or unlucky day. How do you know if you're in a line? Well, did you queue? Leah, I see you there. I'll bring you on next. It's all random and it's not in order. So I wish that it would keep it in order so I could bring people first. Hey there, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris. I'm Austin. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Is porn cheating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I also think it's a lot worse than cheating. I think it's in a spiritually speaking sense, I think it's more of a demonic power held over people, especially seeing how many lives have been ruined over pornography. I'm sorry, I might not allowed to say the word, but I've struggled with it and I still do. And I'm 32 and I've seen the damage it's done to my life just simply because the way I view women, the way I don't respect women. And I've had to come to acknowledge that just a few months ago. And it's a really big toll, you know? You just see women for a body and that's it. And when you're in relationships, when I was in relationships, that's no matter how beautiful my girlfriends were, I felt so into whatever I was watching just simply because it was just a body to me and I was so attracted to it. And you know, of course, that's going to steer girls away from me. So it's pretty devastating to people. And I've seen this destroy marriages. I've seen this destroy kids. I've seen this destroy a lot of people. It's not a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So you stopped just a few months ago?
I still struggle with it, but I've made that decision a few months ago to stop. I of course, there are times where I'm not as strong as I wish I was, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good for you for deciding you want to change. You can't change what you don't name.
Well, what thing that really scares me is that it starts off with just man and woman, and then it starts with girl on girl, and you know you start doing, you get deeper and deeper and deeper. You get off to weird things, and that's the scary part about this stuff is because you kind of already watch something, and you're so used to it, and then you get into other stuff and you get so used to it, and you know, and it's pretty bad and it's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can't stop. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just
yeah. Porn use always escalates because that's the way the brain works. You get this dopamine hit, and then you get desensitized to that, and you got to keep on going further and further to keep that dopamine hit interesting. So that your escalation path is what you talked about, but everyone has a different escalation path. And porn use always escalates into something else, always.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So,
how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Okay. Are you in a relationship?
Currently, no, I'm not.
Okay. Got it.
No, it's hard to relate to people right now. It's hard to get into any relationship. And I do think a lot of it has to do with technology and pornography.
Who else in your life knows that you struggle with this?
In my life, nobody. I mean, I don't really ever talk about it on my TikTok.
Okay. Do you create content?
No, not really.
Oh, got it. All right.
Yeah, I don't really do any stuff. I do. When I started TikTok, my whole idea was to work on mental. You know, as a child, I've been through a lot, and so have a lot of people I've recognized, and just trying to fight, I guess, your mental battles, because I feel like that's kind of what life is. It's just a huge mental battle, and sometimes you feel like you're drowning, and sometimes you feel like you're winning. So,
yeah. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety; it's connection with other people. Who are you connected to?
As far as like people that can help me, or
well, just people who really know you intimately and that you know intimately.
Nobody. I'm not just saying that. Like I really, nobody.
Yeah. You know what we do to our most violent criminals in this country?
What do we do?
We isolate them. We cut off their connection. And yet, you and I do that to ourselves. I've done it. You're doing it. We all have a tendency to do that.
I think I do have like the mindset, like I feel out of place, you know, because when I do go out with friends and I do hang out like at the bar or go to a club or whatever, I always have that mindset, like, why am I even here? Like, I'm not even connecting with anybody. And it's not even the fact of not having fun. It's just, you're not really, there's like no connection with guys or girls. You just feel disconnected.
When did you first start feeling that way?
I've always felt that way. Always. So I've never really had an actual best friend. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I think a lot of people can relate, but I think now we're getting to the point where people can actually talk about what people have gone through and all that stuff because of media, which helps a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, as my age, when I was at 32, you grew up a certain way. You know, you grew up the old school way, kind of, because your parents, obviously their parents' so you kind of just grow up, get over it, and move on. But then as you get older, you realize that mentality is doing nothing but destroy you.
Well, if there's anything we know about how people around our age were raised, that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or there's many things about it that doesn't work. We'll say that. Look, man, I'm sorry to be salesy here, but consider scheduling a call with me. I'd love to talk with you more, tell you about my groups. Okay, it's a place to be connected with other people. You don't have to do anything, but if you want, well, finding connection in your life and figuring out what is preventing you from creating that connection, that can change your life. You're 32 years old. What happens when you're 62? There's a saying, most men die at 27, we just bury them at 72. Meaning, most men, like, what are they living for after 27? And we just put them out of their misery once they're 72. It doesn't have to be like that.
Well, I
You're
don't really necessarily see it that way completely. I mean, I do just from the people that are existing right now, I feel like they're more about money and pleasure. When I feel like I have more of a higher purpose, um, so you kind of just I don't know if that makes complete sense, but you kind of just disconnect and you try to gather my own stuff while trying to help other people. I don't know if that makes any sense
no,
at
I got
all.
it. I got it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
different
sure.
mentalities, I guess.
Yeah. And it's hard to find that. It's hard to figure out that purpose,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, my ultimate goal is to open a teen challenge or teen boys home for
hmm
teenagers and work with them and so I did have
Did you go through Teen Challenge?
I went to a boys home, yeah, when I was 12 or 14.
Okay. All right. So
With
you got a
the,
story.
yeah. So,
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
but I think teenagers. I think if we can reach kids, we can reach teenagers and stop corrupting them with pornography and anything else. Social media is killing people. It's killing kids.
Yeah.
And I think if we can get them away from that and start to focus on the outdoors and start focusing on other stuff other than social media, I feel like we can make a huge impact and we can save lives.
Well, you can do that. Are you doing that already?
I'm involved in a church and I do go to youth group. Um, and I have a couple um, teenagers that myself and a few other coworkers that we bring over to the house. And of course, we have Bible studies and stuff. So it's not just me, it's me and a couple
hmm
other guys.
hmm
We just try to be a positive influence and see
hmm
where they're at in life. And we kind of just, I've been there and how can I help you? Like
Yeah.
ordeal.
Yeah. Good for you, man. The world needs that. The world needs people like that to pour into the lives of younger people who don't have great people to follow in their life.
Yeah.
And don't screw up that responsibility.
Yeah,
Right?
that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we all of the staff, we hold each other accountable. We're not just alone with anybody. If we go, we're all in a group and we have
Yeah, yeah.
conversations and stuff. So we keep up with each other and, we try to keep everybody aligned and, you know, so I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing. It sounds like you got a great head on your shoulders, and you're wanting to give more, which is great. Don't lose sight of that connection piece, though, man.
Yes,
Like
sir.
we all just want love. Every man that knocks on the door of a brothel is actually just searching for love, and will
Yes, sir.
broaden brothel to say pornography. Every man who's looking for cheap sex to feel good really quick is actually searching for love. We all just want to be seen, known, and loved. And it's risky to do that. It's risky to really be vulnerable with other people because they might judge us. But we got to do it anyways.
Well, I appreciate you talking.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, man.
All right, have a good night.
You too. All right, who did I say I'd bring on next? Leah? Hey there, what's going on?
Oh my god, hello. Um,
Hello.
can you hear me properly?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, sweet as. Um,
Are
I
you
was like
18 or
looking
over?
yeah, I'm 19.
Okay, got it.
Um, I do think porn is cheating for me personally. I've been in a relationship with my partner for nearly 3 years. And at the first year of us dating, I found out he was cheating with porn for a whole year. I found out in December. He had a second phone and all this with like naked women that I knew about, like my friends and everything else. And it was just a bit awkward. I found like I was just very distressed from it. I was just like, yeah, like it was weird for me. Like I didn't know how to properly say it. Um, but yeah, I was really like I got really depressed from it. Like I just didn't know how to communicate with him. Um, that's pretty much it. Like he had when I was speaking to him, it's like a new year now. We've been getting better. Like he hasn't been watching porn, and I trust him with that. Um, but I've been trying to teach him on like how to like go to therapy and stuff for it. Like I'm trying my best. Like I'm trying to like give him links and websites and therapy, etc. And like he just doesn't know how to do it. He's like bypassing it. Like would you like if you could say that?
He's bypassing what?
Like he's going out of his way not to really go to therapy or like to really go out of his way to go on these apps. Like
Well, does he want to stop watching porn? Maybe he doesn't want to.
What he says to me, he really wants to stop it because he doesn't really want me to. He doesn't want to see me upset because like every time I find out he's been doing it, like I get really upset from it because it makes me think in my mindset. It makes me think,
sounds like it sounds like. And I apologize if I'm reading into it, but it sounds like he doesn't want to stop watching porn. He just wants you to stop being mad at him for watching porn.
Well, when we first got into a relationship, I did make a boundary not for him to watch porn.
That's not a boundary.
Well, I don't really know the word for it, if you know what I mean. But it was just I felt uncomfortable with him watching porn because it made me feel useless. It made me feel like he's not really attracted to me. And for that whole year, it was a roller coaster for sure for me. But we're in a new year now, and like me and him, we're just trying to like, not for him to like, because he is addicted to it. He said that he was addicted to it since he was 14. So I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, got it. So a boundary, you kind of made a veiled request to him. But you said your boundary is for him to stop watching porn.
Yeah.
A boundary is for you, for the person making the boundary, not for the other person. A boundary doesn't seek to change the other person's behavior. A boundary declares what action I will take if a request or an agreement is not honored.
Yeah. Maybe I just said it wrong, like I've just said the wrong words.
No, I got it. I think you said it right. This is just my orientation to boundaries. So, for example, if a boundary could be, I'm not saying this is a good boundary by any means, but a boundary could be, hey, I won't be in a relationship with somebody who watches porn. You're welcome to do whatever you want to, but I won't be in a relationship with somebody who watches porn. So if he watches porn, he can. You then you would take a different action to not be in that relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Yeah, maybe I just worded it wrong. But
yeah, so that's a boundary.
But he does say that he wants to quit watching porn for me. He's been wanting to quit for a while now.
Okay, what has he done to work on it?
I don't really know, to be honest. Like he's been using like a tracker, could say, for like not to go on porn. I don't know what the app is called.
Like a
Uses some
blocker, a
app.
porn blocker?
Yeah, a porn blocker, that one. He normally, when he used to do it, he used to bring his phone into the bathroom when I wasn't there and everything. He stopped doing that.
Okay, so he's tried some behavior modification.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that working?
It is actually. He's been, for my words or for my mindset, I think he hasn't really been watching porn that well, like much since the start of the year. I think it's actually worked a lot, and our life, our sex life and everything has been getting better because when he was watching these porns, he wasn't really like motivated to have that intercourse with me. So it was just like a bit awkward. But no, we've been getting better at this sort of stuff. Um, God, I'm using the wrong words for this.
No, you're not. You're
Um,
doing great. You're doing great.
I just don't like being on a live full of so many people.
Well, yeah. How
But
often are you on a live in front of hundreds of people talking about porn?
this is my first time. So
Okay, great. So you're doing great.
it's just like I'm mumbling my words and I don't know how to use the correct words. But he's been trying to quit and I think he's been doing great. He does want to get into therapy. He's been meaning to do like a thing with his GP to finally like do a booking.
Okay, so it sounds like he's wanting to do a lot of things.
Yeah. That's what
Why?
he says, but he never really does it, if you know what I
Okay, well
mean.
then, well, yeah. He does. I mean, look, we have what we want. We have
Mhm.
what we want. So what he actually wants is to not do that thing.
Yeah.
If he would have wanted it, he would have done it. We have what we want. Like earlier, were you here and I was talking about my haircut?
Yeah.
Okay, for like a month, I've been saying, I want to get a haircut. I want to get a haircut. I actually didn't want to get a haircut. The evidence would have suggested that I didn't want a haircut. What I wanted was to be lazy and to not let my hair grow and to put my headband on, to not do my hair. I had what I wanted, which was to not go get a haircut. But today,
Yeah.
now I have what I actually wanted. I got a haircut. So
So it
today, the
just
evidence
takes a while.
suggests, well, it's not that. It's we have what we want. So I had what I wanted, which was to be lazy about my hair appearance, right? I'm broadening this, right?
Yeah.
But the premise is that we have what we want. We can say that we want something different all day long, but do we actually have what we want? So does he have what he wants, which is to not actually go do this very hard work to figure out his pornography addiction? Because if he
Yeah.
actually wanted it, one indicator may be, hey, I called my GP and I got an appointment on the calendar.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. What are you wanting to be different in this relationship or in your life?
I just wanted us to be happy. I mean, we are happy now. I could say that we're happy. Just last year, it wasn't really the best when I like found out like the second phone and all this other stuff, and like my friends were on it. It was just really weird. It was like really uncomfortable. We did take a break for like a month. And we got back together and we sat down and we spoke about it. It was just the fact that he was lying to me. He lied for me for a whole year, and I found out
Okay, so
about
you're
this
wanting to be happy. What would you need in order to be happy?
for him to just I need to find the right words. He doesn't really correctly listen. God, I'm using the wrong words.
No, you're not.
What's the
You're just trying to get these thoughts out for the first time.
when I talk to him, it's just like one word goes throughout the other with my partner. And when I talk to him about these certain things, it's just like it's going through the one ear and it's going through the other. And then he says he will stop doing it, and he does it again, and then he says sorry, and then he does it again. It's a repeat. And then I've given up. I just don't like when it comes to him telling me like, oh yeah, I've done this. I just sit down and I say, you need to, like you said that you would stop. And he goes, yeah, I know. And I'm like, okay, well, let's try it again. And a few weeks
Okay,
would go by and
so
he would just do it again.
so he's not changing. It sounds like you're wanting something that he doesn't want.
Yeah.
And if your happiness depends on him doing that, here's the question you got to ask yourself: is what if he never changes?
I've asked myself that
Okay.
so many times.
Then what's the answer to that question? What if he never changes? Because up until now, he hasn't changed in the way that you're wanting him to. So what if he
Yeah.
never changes? Are you going to continue to
God.
let your ability to be happy be contingent upon whether this guy watches porn or not?
To be honest, when I grow up older and he just doesn't gonna change. I will get to a point where I would have to leave and find,
How
you know,
old? How old do you have to be? Hold on, I gotta.
or like
But how old?
when I don't know, maybe like when I'm past, maybe till like the 20s, like 25, I reckon. I reckon because right now with my words, it's not really. I don't really sound mature right now, but I'm trying to find the right words. Um, but I feel like once I'm older, I feel like I would have to leave and find a better relationship with a different man that would not want to do that.
All right. So did you say you're 19?
Yeah.
So you're gonna wait 6 more years to decide to see if
Well,
he
obviously
changes or
not like
not.
6 years with him. Like if I was to give it another year with my partner, I would obviously leave. I did say that to him.
Well,
But
if what you're wanting is for him to be different, for you to be happy, again, you have what you want,
yeah,
right? Maybe you
yeah,
actually have what you want, which is to not have to stir the pot too much, not have to make the hard decision. I'm not saying this is what you need to do, but to break up with him and deal with that relational
yeah,
loss, because that would be really hard, and that's unknown.
yeah,
But what you have right now is actually it's a known discomfort. So maybe you have what you want, which is I can deal with this level of misery. I know I can deal with that. But the other side of a really hard, courageous decision, I don't know what that might feel like. So I'm going to stay here.
yeah. All right. You actually have a good point. I wasn't really prepared to get on the live with such mumbling words. I'm really sorry about
Oh,
that.
Leah, you're doing great. Look, in
And I'm
order
looking
to
at all the comments and saying that I should be happy and everything, but I do try and do things to be happy for, like, you know, do things with my friends. But yeah,
Yeah. So here's the thing: is you're so young. The way that we figure out what we think and what we want is by risking talking about it, getting it out there, getting it outside of our brain, outside of our body. That's why like journaling is so helpful. When we journal things,
yeah, I
like
do that as well. I do
good.
that. I go to therapy as well. I've been going to therapy for 12 years now, and it's just really good to get off my chest because I can't
Yeah.
really talk to my partner about it, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. Why not? Why can't you talk to your partner about it?
Every time I talk to my partner about my feelings, like I said, it goes through one ear and the other.
Yeah.
He,
So
yeah, it just doesn't listen.
yeah. All right.
Um,
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you again. I'm really sorry about my mumbling words.
No, don't be sorry. You're fine. But
Thank
I
you.
accept your apology. I don't know. Thanks for chatting. Bye bye.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next? Yeah, that profile picture did not match the voice. That's for sure. Was somebody else who was it that said they wanted to come up? Me, I have notes. I like that, Julie. You're going to come prepared. All right, if this person doesn't come on, I'll bring you on. Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. If you like my content, follow button's up there somewhere. Appreciate that. Who did I say I was going to bring up? Who had notes? Julie? Julie. Okay. Hey there, what's going on?
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good. You got notes?
I literally do. I have so much to say on this topic, and I'm actually really excited. But first, I just want to say, like, thank you for giving people the space to become enlightened about something that's like very, very detrimental to society as a whole. And I'm also like pretty nervous too, because like I don't usually like come on lives or anything like this, but I think it's like a really good opportunity to let people speak.
Great. Well, what do you want to share? Let's start with your notes.
Well, basically, like I think that something that's so normalized is just like people being conditioned to hyperfixate on like this false sense of sexuality, which is like really, really detrimental to society. And it's very like draining to people's creative energy and their inspiration on all levels, you know? So I definitely think that porn is cheating. Because really, like in my point of view, like it seems like people's main mindset is that it's not cheating if it's not viral. Do you know what I mean? So like if people are looking at, you know, sexual intercourse through a screen, why does that make it any different from like if you were doing that in person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's basically the beginning, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is the beginning of your TED Talk?
Yeah, the beginning of my TED Talk. Welcome, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Now you got
Yeah.
us hooked. So what's the next point?
I guess I can start with just being a woman. I'm 24 years old. I've been in, you know, long-term relationships, short-term relationships, all being men. And even outside of my relationships, even just, you know, simply trying to exist as a woman walking down the streets, I'm being over-sexualized day to day, and I just can't seem to find peace from it. And I think that that has so much to do with the media and social media. And not only that, but right now, like in this day and age, like, of course, like probably like 80%, I would say, or something crazy like that. Like, I just think that social media really influences people to a crazy level, and especially with children getting access to like social media and devices so young and having like access to any of this stuff at any point in time. Like, I just think that's so crazy that we're pumping children's brains, that like really like adolescents' brains, with this really like siphoning energy. I really agreed with that one guy that came on to talk about how it is kind of I don't want to say that word, I don't like that word, but dark, I'll say. It's almost like
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do think it's like a dark entity almost, you know? And it really does like siphon off of people. And, you know, I really do believe like this is why you see people who are addicted to porn or anything. Too much of anything isn't good. That's where you see them lacking creativity. That's where you see them lacking motivation. That's where you see their relationships falling apart. And these people are struggling to communicate with their partners about very simple and intimate things that should be easy in relationships, but have become taboo and have created all of these unrealistic sexual expectations because they're all we're being taught unreliable things on the internet. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my point. So I still have more, but
Okay, what's the next point? I'm tracking so far.
okay,
Let
okay,
me
cool.
let me just throw something in there. I'm
Of
reading
course,
about
yeah, no,
about
this is a
lust.
two-way street.
Oh, okay, thank you. How do you avoid lusting? You focus on loving, and you
Mhm.
reject any suggestive ideas that don't align with love.
How do I personally avoid lusting?
Oh, no, I'm just reading something on the internet. How do you avoid lusting? You focus on loving.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with us.
Okay, what's your next
I
point?
think that's beautiful. Yeah, I guess that's another point I want to make is people just being programmed to lust and think that it's love and mistake love with lust, you know? Like I feel discouraged as someone who really wants to build a family and build a foundation and build community. And it's discouraging sometimes because a lot of people believe that love is lust. And it's Um, and exactly like what you say, you can't teach people. You can bring a horse water, but you can't force it to drink. As someone who grew up around addiction, like alcoholism, but that can apply to anything. Again, anything can be an addiction. And I think that's great that you're coming on here to speak that out and show that and to give people compassion, yet come from such like a grounded place and a logical place. And you're here like speaking the truth. It's such a big topic that shouldn't be so taboo. It's so huge.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so
I mean,
huge.
it doesn't get talked about enough, and everybody has a sexual story. Even if you, well, never mind. Everyone has a sexual story.
Yeah, and sexual trauma. And I really love the point too that you made that, you know, these men, because it's mostly men. As a woman, I've watched porn like a long, long time ago, but I completely just exited out of that energy at one point, created boundaries with it, and just seen it from a higher perspective. But I love that you are teaching people too that it comes from a trauma point. You know, it comes from a place of trying to mask that pain with some sort of distraction, which can be porn, which can be alcohol, which can be drugs, which can be, you know, overindulgence of social media. It can be anything. It can be overeating. But it all comes from that trauma point. And we all as humans have experienced vices or having vices in the past. So this is a essential point to look at if we really want to like heal as a collective.
Yeah.
And again, with this whole feminism thing, I'm sorry, but with the whole feminism thing, if I know I'm kind of going a whole tangent right now, but I mean, like a lot of women look at men and kind of degrade men. And it's always just about what we've been taught or how we've learned to cope with things, you know, person to person. It has nothing to do with gender or, you know, none of these things, none of these titles, men, woman, race, religion, whatever. It has everything to do with how we're coping as a collective day to day. And it's so important to have this compassionate outlook if we're going to be able to really create this community that you're talking about, which is great. And, you know, help each other see what life's about, what love's about, what connection is about, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's way more to life than just trying to find the next best orgasm. And that's
Yeah,
one of the problems with
absolutely.
pornography is it wires our brain to say all I have to do is get off and then everything will be fine. That's a juvenile way of thinking. And we can outgrow that.
Absolutely.
So,
And I think
okay.
that it really takes away from meaningful conversation between partners, like having to do with like any type of like intimacy, you know? Like how are you supposed to get to know your partner? Your partner is not just there for you to look at their body and to, you know, have conversation, you know? You got to get to know them on all levels. Physically, what feels good to them, what doesn't feel good to them, and like watching porn and letting it kind of just instill our brains with all of these false things. It really takes away from like that meaningful conversation and like getting to know our partner better on more levels than just a few. And yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your TED Talk.
Yeah, thanks so much for
I'll go to the
having me.
next
I've
guest.
been like just like
Yeah.
writing things down. Anyway, I just want to get my word out, and yeah, thanks for listening and thanks for sharing.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. All right. I think I'm going to do one more, maybe two. So who really, really wants to come up? Who's been waiting the longest? Who's been waiting for almost 2 hours? Juggernaut Journey, why don't you come on and chat? This guy is a fraud. All right, prove it. Come on and chat. Hey there, what's going on?
Hey.
Uh, is porn cheating?
So I'm sipping into live and then really loud.
I can't hear you. It sounds like your microphone's covered.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's like it's underwater. Oh, that didn't work. Hey there, what's going on? Oh, nope. You were scared? You were begging and then you got
Can
scared?
Can you
Hey
hear
there.
me?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. In my opinion, yes, I do think porn is cheating because why would you want to watch like another girl getting, you know? Cause like that's just weird.
Got it. Are you 18 or over?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I submitted my appeal thing.
What does that mean?
Oh my god.
Okay, well, you said you're 18 or over. Okay, all right, got it. So you think it's cheating. All right. Are you in a relationship with somebody who watches porn?
That don't matter.
What year were you
Porn
born?
is cheating. Bye bye.
What year were you born? Oh, okay. Okay. Hey there, what's going on? Hello. Yeah, ask them what year. If they take any more than a half a second to say what year they were born, they're lying. Slug wants to join bad. Who is Slug? I'm curious about Coco. Who's Coco? Who are all these people? Let us in, big man? Who's us? Hey there, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Really, people? We can't just get a good last guest? Who is Hannah? I've talked to you before. We're past the 2 hour mark. All right, who's Scott? Scott's not even requesting. Slug.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Hi there. How's it going?
Oh, you're really quiet. Hold on. Can you hear me properly?
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Is porn cheating?
I think it depends.
Okay. On.
I feel like if your boyfriend or partner or whatever is going out of their way to watch the same porn actor or actress, I feel like yes, because they're going out of their way to seek release from that person, from watching that specific person.
Okay.
But if they're kind of just watching whatever videos and it's not for the specific person, then I don't think it is. Because I've spoken to some people about this, and some people say that they don't even use it specifically for watching the people or seeing what's being done, but just for the imagination side of it.
Got it. All right. Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
I am, yes.
Got it. With a man?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if your partner masturbates while watching other women have sex?
No. Like, me and him, we haven't been together long, but he's told me that he's struggled with porn addiction in the past, and that he thinks porn is significantly worse than looking at girls on Instagram or something and like following them. But it's the other way around for me.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if you're going out of your way to follow this OnlyFans chick or this porn actor, then you are interested in her body. You are going out of your way to seek some sort of release or whatever from that person.
Well, why does it matter if it's Instagram or porn? He's not
It doesn't.
turning towards you.
It doesn't matter whether it's like either of those. Like, I told him it makes me feel like crap when you're going out of your way to seek these specific chicks. Like,
Well,
I am here.
I'm sorry. I thought it didn't bother you if he masturbates while watching other women have sex.
No, when he's watching just random people, it doesn't bother me. But if it's one specific actress, sorry, then I'm bothered.
So if it's one person, it doesn't bother you, but if it's many people, it bothers you.
If it's one specific person, yeah. If it's multiple people and he doesn't sit there and he's not interested in watching them, but more so, like, say hypothetically, me and him can't be together for like a month or something, and he has those urges, that's fine. Do with those what you will, but why seek one specific actress?
But isn't the whole point of the relationship is that it's like you guys are interested in one another?
Yes.
So why even have other people?
I don't think I'm wording this very well. Sorry.
No, you're wording it pretty well. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like, do you have an expectation that he only have eyes for you?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. All right.
No, because I feel like you obviously can't help if you're walking around and you see someone and you're like, oh, they're attractive.
What
if
would
you
be
go
the
out of
problem
your
with
way to-
acknowledging that somebody else is attractive?
Pardon?
Well, why would it be a problem to acknowledge that somebody else is attractive?
It's not.
Okay.
But if you're going out of your way to constantly look at that person and scan them up and down and I guess like just continue to look at them, I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah. Which
that
is what
makes sense.
happens when somebody watches porn.
Not I'm really not wording this how I'm trying
No,
to.
you're wording it perfectly. It's just not adding up from my perspective, but
Yeah. So if he's watching, say, Mia Khalifa, I don't know any other porn actresses. If he's watching her specifically, then I'd feel disrespected by it, because
okay, but if he's watching her non-specifically, you wouldn't? Like, what does that mean, to watch it non-specifically?
like if he just scrolls on Pornhub or whatever, and he finds a video that he likes, and he sounds interesting, and he just clicks on it, and it's not for the actresses, more so just for
What?
his.
What's it for then? You might as well go masturbate while watching paint dry. Of course it's for the actresses.
But like to help with imagination.
He's using the other women that aren't you. You're doing so many mental gymnastics to condone this guy's unfaithfulness to you.
No, I don't condone unfaithfulness for anybody. I
Okay,
just
then-
don't like.
Why are you doing it for yourself then?
I'm not
He's-
like I.
Well, how
I
many
told
how many
him-
other people does this guy get sexual pleasure from?
Well, he doesn't watch porn. I'd seen him following a bunch of OnlyFans chicks on Instagram, and I questioned him about it, and he said, he was like, "I'm really sorry. I've struggled with that stuff in the past, and it's just suddenly come back." And we talked about it, and he ended up unfollowing all of them. He showed that to me. He was like, he basically proved that he wasn't following any of them anymore and stuff. And I asked him, I said, I don't really care if you watch porn, but if it's specifically like one woman, then I do care. And he said, no, I view porn as a lot worse than that.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. So it doesn't bother you if he watches many porn stars, but it does bother you if he watches one. That's your perspective?
Yes.
Got it. So why, I'm just curious, why there be any? Why not just try to make it between the two of you?
Well, that's what I'd prefer, but
Okay.
if
So you'd prefer he not masturbate while watching any other women have sex.
yeah,
Got it. Okay.
but if it's like bound to happen, then I would prefer it not be one specific porn star.
Does it
Who
feel
you
any
are
better?
fantasizing.
Does it feel better though?
Oh, most definitely not, but
Okay. So why are you settling for less than what you're actually wanting? And less than what I think you know is actually right.
honestly, I think it's just the way I was brought up.
Okay. How are you
Like-
brought up?
Like my brothers, I have two older brothers. They're married, and one of them's married, and the other one has 2 kids with his current girlfriend. They've both been caught clicking on OnlyFans links and all that stuff. And I had that conversation with my mother about it, and she was like, "Oh, men will do what they want to do. At least they're not actually going out of their way to have that intimacy with someone else."
Got it. All right. So now we're getting somewhere. So your brothers and your mom have encouraged you to just accept this type of behavior.
I suppose so, yes.
Okay. What do you think is right for you?
I mean, me personally, I would prefer it if my partner. Yeah. Sorry, my mum was knocking on my door.
Get her
I'm
in here.
18, by the way.
Can we? Oh, okay. Can we talk to your mom?
I don't know if she'd
I have so many questions for her.
particularly be willing. Oh, see, that's where I'm gonna have to decline because she's very iffy about this stuff.
Okay.
Very
that's fair.
opinionated, and she gets.
I
kind
love
of
people with opinions.
aggressive.
I love aggressive people.
And me. You like people who get me with their opinions?
Oh yeah. Do you watch my content? I live for this
I
stuff.
have. I've been here for 2 hours. I'll go see where she is.
Okay.
Oh. Mother? Mother? Where are you? Hold on, she's in the laundry.
Okay. We'll wait.
So, I joined a TikTok live. And the question is porn cheating? And I explained my view on it, and you knocked on my door, and I said, sorry, my mum knocked on my door, and he asked to speak to you. He has some questions for you. No. The camera's not on. It's just the microphone. What does he want? She asked what you wanted.
I just like talking to people and getting different perspectives on what people think about pornography. Would you be open to having a chat?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Great. Well, I'm Austin. What's your name?
Chaos.
You don't have to tell me your name. Never your name. Never mind.
It's fine. It's Chaos.
Chaos?
Chaos
That's your actual
rules.
name?
No, it's not my actual name. I wish
right,
it
great.
was. My
We'll go
parents
by
probably
Chaos.
do.
Wait, am I talking to the mom or the kid or the child?
The mum.
The mom. Okay. Hey there. How's it going? All right. So,
No, I'm good,
what do you know about pornography?
A lot.
A lot. Okay. Why do you know so much about pornography?
Well, obviously, it's as you get older, it's in and out of your life. Boyfriends, girls are into it, like all kinds of aspects of it. As your
Got it.
child grows, they learn.
Are you married?
No, no,
Got it. Okay. Okay. So are you in a relationship right now?
not at the moment. No.
Not at the moment. Got it. Do you watch pornography?
I used to.
You used to? Got it. What do you do if or when a partner of yours watches pornography? Does it bother you at all or?
Not really. No.
Okay.
The way I kind of look at it is basically men are wired to look. There's no ifs or buts about it. Like that's how men are wired. Like some women are wired like that too. The way I see it is pornography is probably a way where I'd rather my boyfriend watching porn than cheating on me.
Got it. Okay.
If that makes
men
sense.
men are wired to watch pornography?
I feel like they are. Most men I've met watch porn. I don't think I've met a man yet that hasn't watched porn.
Got it. All right. And you think it's better for them to watch porn than to cheat on you?
Well, yeah. It's
Got it.
technically not really cheating if you're both into it and you're both doing it, or even if you're not into it and you get into it for him, like, I guess you can both enjoy it.
Okay.
Tough subject.
Ooh, it's real tough, yeah. But all right. So when does cheating become cheating?
Obviously, for me, cheating would be more an intimate touch, like it's a touch thing.
Intimate
If they're
touch,
to touch another person.
like a high five?
Well, no, not like that. You know what I mean? Like sexual touch.
Got it. All right. So is it the moment of insertion? Is that when cheating becomes cheating?
Not really, no. Like kissing another person when you're with someone, if that's like you both make an agreement, like we're in a relationship, we're not going to involve other people in it, then yeah, like kissing someone else would obviously be cheating.
All right.
Any
so hold on,
intimate
hold on.
touch.
Help me understand. If you're saying we're not going to involve any other people and you're masturbating while watching other people have sex on a screen, wouldn't that be involving other people?
Well, no, because you're not physically touching them.
You're not physically touching it. Okay. So what if you ask for, you request nude images of another person? Would that be cheating?
If it's a person that you know or you're requesting images, then possibly I can see, yeah, okay, I get that.
I'm just curious because there's no touching, but that seems like that'd be cheating if you're asking other people for nude
It would be,
pictures or
yeah.
videos.
If you're asking someone you know or another person, another human. I guess for me, with the whole porn thing, like they're actors, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But
Yeah,
everybody's
but the
different.
thing is,
so.
the whole actors thing. Like in a war movie, people actually don't die. in a
Yeah, I get
porn scene, people actually
Yeah, I get that.
right? So it's a little different.
He's
Anyways,
not actually like a normal person with just this opinion. I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, he's like looked into it a lot and
Yeah, I guess for me, I think it'd be each individual person's idea of cheating would be based on, I guess, a compromise between you and your partner.
got it. What do you think? What do you think would be the best way for your daughter to orient herself in a relationship? Do you think that she should try to find a partner who doesn't watch pornography, or should she just settle for men who do watch pornography?
I don't think she should just settle. I think it's a discussion that she needs to have with her partner. You know, is he's doing that? Like, is she comfortable with that? That's what I mean with compromise, like, because every person is different in their own beliefs and all kinds of aspects. So I think it comes down to a lot of it would be like have a chat with your partner and see what both of you are like or don't like, and then kind of compromise your relationship around that.
Got it. Okay. So, like, how many?
So if he's
Yep.
into porn and she's not, for example,
you got to keep
Yeah.
in mind you can't talk over.
yeah,
people.
sorry. If I was just thinking, if she's into porn, if he's into porn and she's not, obviously they need to have a chat about that, because if he's watching it and she's not into it and she feels like that's cheating, then that's a boundary for her.
Got it. Okay. Do you? Okay. So you don't have a problem with your partner watching porn when you're in a relationship?
If that's what they wanted, like, I'm not totally into it myself, but if that's what they're into, then I'm happy to compromise with that.
Why? Why would you compromise? Like, isn't the point of a relationship to like just put your eyes on one another?
Well, that is the point, but I guess people get bored sometimes and want like different things.
So people get bored and then they need to go use other people for their sexual pleasure?
I don't know. I actually don't know why men enjoy porn. I don't
Not
see
just
the
men.
point.
It's not
Well,
just
some
men.
women too. Like, I don't actually see the point in it, but I'm happy to compromise in a relationship if that's what he wants to do. Because a relationship can't be just about one person and what they want.
So you compromising is allowing him to use other women for sexual pleasure?
I guess so.
Okay. I'm curious why.
I've never actually really thought about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been
It seems
seeing
like a
this guy's like,
yeah. So I'm curious why that's the compromise is okay, fine. You can go use other women to get off.
What's that, sorry?
I'm just curious why. Like if he's getting bored or whatever it is, you're like, yeah, go use another woman. I'm curious why you're so willing to do that.
What?
Do you
well,
think
I'd
it's
rather him
possible?
looking at.
Do you think it's possible that a man can strive to have eyes and maintain eyes just for you?
I do. I've seen like relationships where my mum and dad, like, they've never been with anyone but each other.
Okay. Was your mom there? Can we get her on too?
No, my mum's not here, sorry.
Okay.
She probably wouldn't talk about it anyway. She's religious, so that
Okay.
stuff stays in the bedroom. But yeah, like, I don't know. For me, like, I've seen couples that are just totally into each other and they're happy with that. And then I've seen other couples where they're, you know, oh, he wants to do this or he wants to do that.
Got it. So your parents, though, they're committed to one another. No affairs that you know about. Is that fair?
Yeah, no affairs.
Got it.
My mum would have left him in a heartbeat.
Do you think that your mom would tolerate your dad watching pornography?
No, definitely
Oh.
not.
Okay. Well, what happened from her to you?
I don't know. I'm a different person to my mum.
my grandma is also really
She's
religious.
very religious as
Like,
well.
She won't talk about sex openly. She won't talk about female body parts openly. She's very religious, and my mum's not.
I think that's
Got
the
it.
way she was brought up as well.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, this is fascinating. Fascinating.
Yeah.
So to the daughter here, what are you truly wanting? Are you wanting a guy who watches porn, who lusts over and objectifies other women outside of the relationship that you have, or do you want him just to be committed to you?
Well, obviously, I'd rather a guy who is all about me and doesn't particularly look at other women and go, oh, I'm going to
Well-
imagine that later, or watch porn or anything. But I don't think that that's very, like, it's not completely unrealistic in this day and age, but it is a very hard thing to find.
It's very hard, but is it worth it? I mean, your grandma figured it out, right?
My
And
grandma
here's
was also raised in a different time.
Sure, yeah, that's fair.
I do
So
feel like
you-
that's a lot to do with it as well. Like time has changed a lot of things
Well, here's
as
can
to
I?
what people deem
Here's the
okay
thing.
and what's not okay.
Absolutely, but here's the thing: time has changed, but also, and you guys might not like this, and I'm not saying I'm right here, but generationally, you guys are lowering your standards with each generation.
Yeah,
You're like,
I do
grandma
believe
wouldn't.
that.
Okay, yeah. So grandma wouldn't tolerate this, but now you've tolerated it, and now you're teaching your daughter to also tolerate this. If we keep running this
I
down the
didn't.
road,
We have actually not had that discussion at all. But
well,
see, I have
it-
two
so-
older boys too, and like they have different perspectives on it as well. So I've
Yeah.
got one son that never wants to get married, or he doesn't have, great morals, and then I've got another son that's got all these different morals, but they've been raised the same. So I guess it comes down to who they are as people.
Sure. Nature versus nurture, right? We don't know the
Yeah.
answer to that question. But here's the thing is, no matter what you currently believe or what you've been trained to believe, we can always challenge our beliefs and come up with boundaries and not tolerate the things that we actually know are not right. And look, for at least the daughter here, what I make of it is you're wrestling with how low should you lower your bar? Mom lowered the bar from grandma. Grandma had a pretty high bar. And you're not settled with lowering your bar that low. And I would just tell you, you don't have to lower the bar. There are guys out there who don't watch porn and who would love to just cherish you and only you and not be fooling around with other women on the internet. It does exist.
Where are they?
Well, that's the hard
Where do we
part.
find
Okay?
them?
Look. Gosh, if I knew, I would tell you if there was an island out there or something like that. But here's the thing: is
There was
people
a guy
don't.
on here.
Yeah, look. Follow my TikTok. You'll find people. But here's the thing: people don't treat us. Or I'm sorry. People treat us the way we train them to treat us.
Yep, I actually was telling my daughter that people will treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Exactly. So you guys have both allowed your partners to watch pornography, to take their eyes off of you, and there's no consequence. Grandma wouldn't tolerate that,
No, she wouldn't.
right? Maybe
Yeah.
there's something to this whole religious thing that you could learn, at least in some part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So just think about that.
I don't even think it comes down to religion, to be honest. I think it comes down to morals,
well,
like
sure,
what you raised with, kind of
yeah,
thing.
absolutely. So I mean, just think about that, right? Like you're 18 years old, you are so young, and unfortunately, the harsh reality is in this day and age, yes, it is so pervasive. Like statistically, pretty much every 18-year-old male watches porn. And I'll tell you from my experience, they don't want to, generally speaking. They don't want to. They got sucked
Yeah.
into it at a very young age because of, well, it's a broad statement, but I was going to say because the parents didn't put restrictions or controls around their phones. They just handed them an iPad when they were 10 years old to shut them up, and now they have a world of porn at their fingertips. And it hooks their
but
brain.
I understand that, like, even if those parents do, like, it's so normalized these days. Like, my mum had controls on everything on my phone, and I still learned about it.
She still got
Sure.
around it.
Yeah. And my brother, he has no phone, no, like,
Social anything.
he has no social media, nothing, and yet he comes home from school and he goes, "Oh, I know what sex is."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're gonna find out, right? Of course.
Yeah.
So the question is like, how much lower will you lower your bar? And we all do that. I'm not just saying
I'm
you
kinda
guys are the
seeing
only
it.
people who do this, but we all do it, right?
Yeah. I'm seeing it from a different perspective now because I was just thinking back, like my daughter's had a violent boyfriend and now we won't tolerate that at all. So why are we actually tolerating them to watch porn? If we have
Yeah.
a bar, like, you know, he's not going to put his hands on you ever, then why do we actually allow them to do porn? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Different perspective now.
Yeah. Great. Well, keep thinking about that. And I would say,
Oh, I will.
you know, yeah, good.
It makes me actually, as a parent, instead of just supporting my child, actually question a few more things like, why are you allowing this?
Exactly. And you know, the thing is, we know that pornography is damaging to the brain, how we view people, because what you're doing is objectifying other people. You're reducing somebody down to only their sexual value and using them as an object for your sexual pleasure. Now, I would say that's not a really good thing to do.
No. I actually
It's
feel
the-
bad now too, because my older boys have had an incident where they're being caught on OnlyFans. And I said to their girlfriends, well, one wife now and girlfriend, I said, but isn't it better than him cheating on you? So now I actually feel bad because no, neither of them should have been on OnlyFans, especially when one's married.
Yeah. Totally. All right. Well, good chatting with you guys. You guys
No
should go
worries,
talk
I'm gonna
to
get back to my chores.
Yeah, go talk to Grandma and see what she thinks about all this. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you for this. See you.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, that was a delightful conversation. All right. I'm out. Great being with y'all tonight. Give me a follow if you don't follow me already, if you like my content. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you're a man or you are in a relationship with a man and he won't stop watching porn, maybe that previous conversation, it took him 20 minutes to challenge their beliefs and consider a different path forward. That's what this is all about. Can we challenge our beliefs? And again, many people, this is a biased opinion because the people who come to me, they want to stop watching porn. But these guys don't actually want to be doing it by and large. It is unwanted sexual behavior. They get roped into it at a very young age and they don't know how to get out. Imagine a boy in a field, the middle of a dry brush field, playing with matches. He starts a little tiny brush fire. It's really easy to put out at that point. But in an instant, there's acres and acres and acres on fire, and there is no possible way that by himself he can put this fire out. That's what this is like. You find it at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and it lights a spark. And then what typically happens is the shame sets in, and you don't know what to do with it, and then here you are 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years later. You're like, how can I even get out of this? So I have groups both for women. We meet at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday nights to heal through betrayal trauma, the trauma experienced when a betrayal is discovered. It's a great place to heal together in community because healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. Thank you, Caitlin, for being a fan of the groups. The groups are facilitated by myself and other female contributors. They do cost money. It's $99 a month for the women's group. It's an hour and 15-minute weekly Zoom call, and it's an amazing place to heal together. We also do couples workshops. I have men's groups who meet at 10 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday nights, as well as 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday afternoons if you want to stop watching porn. But more importantly, it's not about stopping watching porn. It's about living into a more full, enriching life where you're actually seeking to create love, not lust. The men's groups are $199 a month. The men's groups are $199 a month. The women's groups are $99 a month. If you want to just have a call with me privately to talk about it, you can go to the link in my bio and schedule a discovery call for $1 for a 30-minute call. We could talk about your situation. And that's a private call. And how did I get this job? Well, I watched a lot of porn. I was addicted to porn for about 20 years. Yeah, $99 for the women's group. I was addicted to porn for about 20 years, which escalated into physical cheating while I was married. I'm still married to the same woman, going on 14 years and about 8 years on this side of the betrayal. And let me tell you, what a journey it was. Devastating. My wife's life our marriage, everything that she thought was true. And then one day I was like, hey, by the way, I'm a douchebag and I'm sorry. And we've done a lot of work to repair that. And here we are. So it doesn't have to be like that, though. You can stop. No matter what has happened, you can change it. You can change it. It takes a lot of healing to get through that. It takes a lot to heal a relationship. It takes one person to really up a relationship. It takes two to put it back together, though. It takes two to put it back together. So, anyways, links in my bio if you want any of my resources. If not, give me a follow. Come back and watch my live sometime. And we'll do it again. All right. Good night, everybody. Make it a great day or not. The choice is always yours. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. What are my beliefs? My beliefs are that not watching porn is better than watching porn. Good night.